welcome everybody to the NFT Wednesday stream. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day so far. How are you doing, Solar?
Okay, I'm doing great. Glad to be with our One Hive NFT gang here.
That's right. That's right. So
Great.
I was thinking to go over a few topics today
Mhm.
before we get Hedgey to come on and tell us about their newest product. Um, what do you say we talk about? What do you say we talk about Doodles first and what happened on the mess up?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm very curious what happened. You started to telling me the story, but it was
Yeah.
interesting.
Okay, so
I
essentially,
mean,
Doodles.
interesting for me, but not for the users, that
Yeah.
the hodlers.
So essentially, what happened was Doodles had like an upgrade your NFT right to this
Mhm.
space looking thing. It's called a space doodle, and
Yeah.
I don't have one obviously to show you how it's done. But essentially, what you were able to do is you were able to take your doodle and kind of mutate it, just like the bored apes, to convert them into mutant apes. And
Yeah.
when that happens, two NFTs are generated, so you have two different tokens. Now,
Yeah, the
Doodles,
idea is like you get mutations, you get additional NFT because you own the original ones, right? We know that spiel how it goes.
yeah, exactly. And
But what happened here?
so Doodles took a different approach. Rather than actually minting a new NFT from the original NFT, they actually mutated the original NFT. Now,
Oh,
it's not a bad thing. You can mutate back and forth. That's not an issue. But the issue was that people thought it was like the mutant apes. And what ended up happening was people started posting their doodle for well below the floor price. We're talking, a couple $100 for their doodle, but they didn't
oh,
know the original was in there. And
oh!
yeah, so I think they were selling for a couple $100 when the floor
Ouch!
price is originally 12.9 Ethereum.
So they
So
sold basically they sold the original NFT.
yeah, they sold the original NFT at a massive discount because they didn't know that
Mm.
the original NFT was wrapped into the new one.
Yeah, practically they were like merged together. So either you can show the new one or you can go back to show the older one, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, essentially people thought they were two different tokens, thinking that they still had the original one, and they ended up selling their doodle for pennies on the dollar
Oh,
compared to
oh,
what they're going for right now, right?
that
Like
hurts, man. And what's the price of the original doodles? What's the floor? Like 10 each,
13,
something?
13 ETH is the floor.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, so about
we
40,000 bucks,
those
and
guys.
yeah, they sold it for a couple hundred.
Wow,
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
yeah,
Oh,
it's.
hello, Rohe Benitez. I see Rohe Benitez in the chat.
Oh, what's up,
Uh,
bro? Heck, how are you doing
Rohe is
today?
always in our chat. He's quacking, man. I think he wants the duck
Oh, he wants a
races.
duck race. Oh, I don't know if we're doing duck
Maybe
races
we
today.
can do one later for fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. Wait, I just lost my
Uh,
stream. Where did it go?
I was following Gods Unchained last like few days ago. There was one official stream from the Gods Unchained team, and Chris Clay was talking with one other contributor. I mean, like one other. I guess I don't know the second person. It's newer, but it's like a news. I guess marketing woman,
Mhm.
and but mainly Chris Clay was talking about the new season coming in April, and they will have like additional new mechanics out of it into the new season. So basically, there will be like some additional mechanics into those NFTs and into the game. They will introduce something new. And what's interesting about it was like they are now teasing. with those new NFTs. Like some of the Guts and Change streamers on Twitch are already talking about those new mechanics,
Are they
and
talking
it
about it on
was
their Twitter at
interesting
all?
to see. Yeah, they are also talking about it on Twitter about the new season. They mention it, and they also mentioned that like they will give use case to their Guts token. So they will practically all the new sales from now on, the new seasons, like once in a year or two times in a year. Usually we have like new packs with new seasons and introducing new mechanics, and then like 20% from sales, this is will be for the first time, will go to practically to buy back guts tokens in a way. Like
Ah, I see. I see.
it will be interesting to see how the markets will react to that, and also like for me as an old player into that game, like it will be interesting to experiment with those new mechanics.
hmm hmm Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean,
you can see those cards already, like on the Jomi Glows post, right? And
this is from Gods, yeah, but yeah, essentially
yeah,
they're
okay,
pumping Jomi's stream after.
yeah, they mentioned Jomi Glow after, and we will be sponsoring, like Geostakes will be sponsoring that event. It will be on Geostakes platform. But basically, these are the cards. Like you see, that mechanic tempting fate doesn't
Hmm?
exist yet, and
Ah,
it's
okay.
something new. So we are not sure what it will be, tempting fate, but probably the speculation is that it will be something slightly positive, but not so like not something special, but it will be something um, like blesses on this in this season, but we are not sure what will be exactly. And the other mechanic is yeah, this is something like new, but this card is just a spell. There is no new mechanics. But on the other one, I think there was something like. Can you open the one with the X?
Yeah.
Or with the X?
Solar, I'm going to share my screen because we have a latency issue right now. So
Maybe
maybe
that's
log
why.
in and check out my screen because to have subtitles on our YouTube channel, we need to have latency. Um,
I see. I see.
so yeah, if you want to take a look
No
at my
worries.
screen on Discord, and then you can see what I'm looking at.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so this Headsman's X, it has God Blitz, which is like when you play it, like you can attack the God immediately with it. And it has the mechanic is Empower 4. And if you qualify for that mechanic, we don't know what it will be Empower for, but it practically gives +4 strength to this relic. So it will be 7 damage to face man. Imagine that,
Yeah,
like
this is
7.
going to definitely decapitate some heads. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so it will be
yeah,
interesting.
you know what I love about Gods Unchained is they always come up with very, very intricate powers to implement
Mhm.
that give a lot of combinations with a lot of the other cards. And I think
Yeah,
that's what makes it very, very unique as a game, right? Like you don't need to pay to win. That's the cool thing. It's like
yeah,
if you can come up with a combo, um, that can defeat that weak set of powered cards, you can essentially not pay. You just play the
definitely.
game and make money.
If you are good as a player, if you know how to use all the synergies of the creatures, and you don't even have to buy cards, you can use the ones that are you are getting them for free and just build a deck. And then
Hmm
like if you really miss some of those cards, like you can always make your deck better if you like have some money to buy some additional cards. But that's not like for good players, it's not even like something that they have to do.
hmm hmm
But for sure it helps, like if you can purchase immediately something that is good, but you still need like to you need to have knowledge to build your deck. It
Yeah.
needs to be optimized.
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of skill to learn all the cards too, right? So you can come up with the
Yeah, yeah,
combinations. Yeah.
for sure, for
But it
sure.
definitely pays
And
off,
I
right?
can say like I played this game 3 years, maybe 2.5 actively, and I can see like I don't have a lot of experience in these games. I was playing Hearthstone, but just a little bit when it was out. But some of the players they just got in on Guts and Chain like few months ago, but they are like famous Guts and Chain players. Not famous, but they are strong. Sorry, Hearthstone players, and they had experience with these card games more than me. And I
Mhm.
can see them like they are already making like progress better than me. So I can see why knowledge and experience is important in these kinds of games.
Mhm. Why don't
Because
we
they are like
yeah. Why don't we shift some focus to some meme things? And what happened in the NFT ecosystem. I mentioned to you that we're going to talk about the ape token, but I wanted
yeah.
to talk about Ty Lopez because I just saw him trending. Did you ever hear about his NFT launch? Let
Nope.
me see here. You are going to laugh, dude.
I don't even know who's Ty Lopez.
You don't know Ty Lopez, dude? This guy
No.
literally bought every single YouTube advertising space like a couple of years ago, and he was
Oh,
the guy's like, if you want to make if you want to make a lot of money and have a car like me, and he was like in his garage talking. You've definitely seen him, dude. This guy is a meme. Anyways, he just joined the NFT space like maybe a month ago.
mhm.
And oh man, I wish I could just pull up the screenshot of what he was offering. It was absolutely madness, dude.
Crypto
Yeah,
philanthropists. Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
he
owner of Radio Shack. I see. I see.
yeah, this guy literally is famous for his YouTube videos, but I think he's actually a real business person. Like he does have like pretty good experience with like building um companies and buying companies and stuff like that and turning it
I see. I
around.
see.
But I don't think he knows a lot about crypto. Like I know he just jumped on the bandwagon of the crypto stuff. And like I remember him talking about opening up a Dutch auction for his mystery box NFTs, and it was the biggest meme, dude. The guy was saying like, "Oh yeah, this NFT will give you like this mystery box, and this mystery box will contain like one of my pens and like my
Secret
phone
powers.
charger." And like, dude, I was like, "What, dude? You're talking like a couple $1,000s, like 10 grand maybe to get a phone charger? Are you serious, bro?" Like, but hey, man, like people buy it and people make money off it, and now he's doing something else as well.
Mhm.
He's like
I see. I see.
getting these like memberships to like Ty Lopez NFTs or whatever, and I don't know where I read it, but it was something like you
Hello.
can get like a gold, silver, and bronze class of memberships. And the silver one, there's
I
like ten
see.
thousand plus mints. The middle one is like 1,000, and the other one is like 300. Dude, the top one starts at 60 ETH floor, bro, to buy to
Oh my
mint.
god.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
man, like
Gary Vaynerchuk is also a huge celebrity that joined the NFT space. But I see Iceman here. He
oh,
joined us now.
there we go.
Welcome, hello, Iceman.
Welcome,
Hey,
Iceman.
fellas. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. We can hear you. We were just going
Sweet.
over the memes here in the NFT space. But let me just pull up your profile here so everyone knows who we're talking with. Everyone meet Iceman Parachute, one of the main guys at Hedgey, co-founder of Hedgey. Really cool guy,
yeah.
and
Hedgey are dear friends
yeah,
from Hedgey Finance.
yeah.
Absolutely.
We're about to talk about their new product, which is an NFT, and essentially they combined the financial side of things with the NFT side of things. So yeah, if the floor is yours, Iceman. If you want to share your screen, I can pull it up on the stream. So yeah, feel free.
You have some questions, some interesting questions, man. Ready? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well, let me see if I can pull up my screen indeed. And I will share away. So yeah, Hedgey Finance, we've done a couple things on my crew, but you
Sorry, Alex. I think something is off with your connection, maybe.
Yeah, you're sounding a bit laggy there, Iceman.
Oh, sorry, a bit laggy.
Give us a second here, guys. Let me just go to their actual product page now.
Yeah.
People know. So, this is the Moon Market. So this is one of their products. If you guys haven't checked out Hedgey, don't know what Hedgey is, definitely check it out. Definitely shoot them up in their Discord, ask away some questions, follow them on Twitter. Yeah, they're one of those teams that that in the long run they're going to build some crazy and amazing things. Just
I
judging
think
from
Alex is trying to speak, but he might have some problem with the microphone or with some settings in Discord, but I'm not sure.
okay, yeah, no
Can,
worries.
can you guys hear me
It's still
somewhat?
lagging out there, Iceman.
Man, that's weird. Well, let me see
Oh,
if I can share my screen at least.
Now it's better.
now it's a lot better. Let me pull
Okay,
up your
great.
screen here so for everyone to take a look at. All right. So we got your screen up
Sweet.
now, Iceman. So yeah, the floor is yours, my friend.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on, gentlemen. So yeah, this is kind of a quick preview of our new OTC NFT product. And the idea is basically it's sort of two products combined into one, but it gives people a way to sell OTC deals. So if you're selling, honey or agave tokens, you can sell it without hitting the markets in a OTC way, either publicly or privately. You get to set your parameters of how much tokens you're selling, what price you want to sell them at. But the coolest part that we combine with NFTs is if you want to sell them and lock up tokens. So, like, if I'm looking at this sand version, this will show me that the tokens that I buy are locked up until April 30th of this year. So if I go ahead and buy from this deal, what ends up happening is I get a Hedgey NFT minted for me, and we're doing some custom art with groups. But I get an NFT minted, and that NFT actually represents my ownership of those tokens and redeem after April 30th. I can then redeem those tokens. And so here's actually a cool example of ones that I've got minted right now. So we've got a bunch of different artwork that uses for these. Now these are sort of test examples that I've made, but what's fun about these is if I want to, right, and I can always transfer or trade these on OpenSea or NFT Marketplace. I have to choose: do I want to burn this NFT, or I'd like the artwork and I want to keep it, and I'm happy with sort of having the NFT, and at any point I can reclaim this for my token.
So
Yeah, so the NFT is representing the position basically, and you cannot. If you need the agave token, you can just burn it, and then you can use the agave token, right? After
That's right.
the date.
Yeah, and until then, I've got this fun NFT that represents it, and even though these happen to be unlocked, but for like the example with the sand tokens that I will show you, um, if uh, if I need uh, if I need to sell these and get liquidity, before they unlock, I can sell my NFT. So it's a fully fledged, ERC 721. So it's a cool way for token teams to sell their tokens with time locks.
Yeah.
Like a typical VC would do like a 20% discount token sale with a 1 year time lock. But for those buyers, they're not locked into that year because they can ensure that the tokens aren't sold on the secondary market, but they can sell their NFT, which is the right to their token.
Yeah, very cool. What I'm, yeah,
go
please,
ahead, Solar.
I was just going to ask when you when you make a deal, like for example, we are thinking to offer some honey tokens on discount and mint some NFTs on different prices. when you do that, you get randomly generated NFTs, right?
That's you do, yeah. We also are working, especially with you guys, to assign some custom art, that we can integrate here with, like a one hive symbol that could be on the shirt, that could be on the background, helping out doing some custom artwork that we can do for one hive specifically. For other groups that are interested in that, in providing custom.
Yeah, that's very cool, man. That's awesome.
But
Iceman, can you show us an example of setting one up, or is this only on live right now? Do you have a testnet version?
There is a testnet. Yeah, we do have a full testnet version. We can, I think it's available, but I'll make sure that there's a way for people to access it, that they can play around with it on the Rinkeby network, and have fun there without using real token.
So for everyone that didn't hear Alex, because he was cutting out a bit, he said there is also a Rinkeby version that you can test out and try before doing these OTC deals.
But yeah, I mean, creating one is relatively simple, and we're still working on making this.
So yeah, he's making the example right now for us.
But this is us making, me making a 200 honey deal. I'll sell these for I don't know, $250 per honey. Maybe it's 150 XDI per honey, and then you have the option to not lock it if it's just like a token swap where you want to do a different token in XDI. You could do a sort of an escrow token swap, or a direct sale with a whale who wants to offload some. But I can also pick a date, however far out in the future, and then I have two choices down. I can either make this public, so anyone can participate and purchase some amount of honey. And if I make that public, we recommend you put it in a minimum so that people aren't buying 0.0001 worth. So I would make this like one, and I don't have 200 honey in my balance. But or if there is a one-off deal that you've already arranged with a specific address, then I can enter in the buyer's address, and only they will be able to participate and buy this locked deal from me.
That's awesome. So if people are looking to do over-the-counter trades, that meaning that you want to exchange tokens between you and a friend or you and someone that you know for another token, you could use this tool to essentially make that process trustless.
Exactly. Yep. It's a totally decentralized protocol. There's it's permissionless, so you can just come in here and you and I have agreed that I'll sell you 20 honey for 3,000 XDI, and maybe I don't want to lock it. I'll enter in your address so only you can buy it from me, and we're good to go. And that way I don't have to go take price impact on the AMM, or worry about anything like that.
Or in general slip if there isn't enough liquidity, right?
Exactly, or in general slippage, yeah. Or if there isn't liquidity at all yet, let's say it's a new token, and then I just got some airdrop to me, or I'm the token team and want to sell some tokens, publicly to people. I can do that through this protocol.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what happens when?
Cool.
Sorry, go ahead, Sela.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's actually very cool for new new teams that wanna have some investors maybe in their protocol or their application, but they want to lock them for some time just to make sure that they don't dump their tokens immediately.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it's very cool feature.
So
Yeah.
Alex, what happens when the day passes and the OTCL can't be bought anymore? The date says there can be bought until.
Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of like like a order date where it's a good till sort of thing. And
Mhm.
so the only reason that we have that in there is so that you don't put up a 200 honey deal for you know $150 a piece, and H&Y gets to $300, and I forget that I had this. So this date is just like a simple way for you to put this out a couple days if you want to make the order good. It's also a fun way for us. We're going to make some additions to the UI, but basically to advertise like the deal can only be bought up until date, get it while it's hot. So there's a reason for it in that it started as like security so that people don't accidentally sell something without knowing about it, like forgetting about it and then having their tokens sold cheaper than they wanted to. But it also adds the element of urgency that people have to participate, by this date.
And once that is over, is the person that created the deal allowed to claim their funds back to recreate it? How does that work?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And even before the deal is closed, so let's say that I was the owner of this sand one. Even if um, the deal hasn't expired yet, if I decide that like 50% or some of that and I don't want to sell anymore, I can cancel that. So if I'm the seller, I can cancel this deal at any time without having to wait until this date.
That's yeah, that's definitely a feature would be nice to have, because if you see your token pump, you definitely don't want to be selling it at a discount when it's completely
Exactly.
locked
So
in,
you'd
right?
be like, oh crap, I need to go cancel my OTC.
Yeah, yeah.
But then there's always the backup of it expiring just in case you forget about it so that people can't take advantage of something that
What are some other applications you guys are looking to implement this exact feature with these NFTs with? Have you guys brainstormed some ideas that you're
yeah.
discussing with your
So
teams?
of course, yeah. So what's really cool about this, and we haven't built out the UI. This is what we're working on this week. But there's actually a way for you to directly mint an NFT and lock tokens into it. And I can do one of two things. I can mint that NFT to myself and lock up, one agave, or I can actually mint that to somebody else. So for contributor rewards, if you want to give them, locked tokens in an NFT instead of giving them sort of tokens outright, I can say, lock you 20 agave that unlocks at the end of this year and just mint it to you directly. So we're building out sort of a whole interface for contributor rewards that can be used through our NFT protocol as one of the next sort of iterations that we're working on.
I wonder, would it be possible if you had an NFT, an existing NFT, and say you wanted to create an OTC deal with it? Could you essentially wrap that NFT with your own NFT, so it's like kind of like encapsulated in it, and then have the money and the functions added onto it? Is that possible?
You could, I mean, if you think about like OpenSea, that's already basically an OTC marketplace. So you could take your NFT and sell it, Tofu NFT or OpenSea or all the marketplaces already. We may end up building out an OTC marketplace for the NFTs, which would be pretty fun also. But there's already sort of a lot of marketplaces that do that handle that functionality for us.
Yeah,
And you can see these guys on OpenSea already as collections. I don't know if anyone's made any bid or offers on.
yeah.
Um,
I was thinking
but yeah,
more. I was thinking more along the lines of like taking, say, taking in a doodle, for example, like an NFT doodle, right? And someone wants to essentially create OTC deal on top of it. You take that doodle, you mutate it into a Hedgey NFT, then they can exercise it and burn the Hedgey portion, and they can still keep the NFT after. Would that be
Oh,
possible?
interesting.
Hmm.
So right now the OTC is only ERC20 supportive, but I think that's a really cool idea to be built on top of. And what I'll say is, the NFT piece is really sort of our core. When I think about how we're trying to build this protocol out, it's really in like in an open source, open building way, so that the NFT minting and time lock of tokens is at the core. But you could, our OTC is really the first product that we built, first protocol that we built on top of that NFT core. But then, we do think of other sort of protocols can be built in addition and on top of that NFT core, things like what you're talking about, and potentially, other instances where you have, I don't know, like special governance by locking your NFT, or maybe there's like like I've thought about doing like an NFT yield farming protocol. And this is where we actually want to collaborate with more developers and, the hackathon type ways where people can do like, okay, we're going to use the Hedgey NFTs. You lock our governance token. If you have this NFT with our governance token, then you can, stake that into a yield farm and earn additional tokens. Yeah, anyways, that's just kind of like a random other thought. But I think you're onto something there where we want to build, additional layers and usage on top of this protocol.
Yeah, the main reason why I say I just had a thought. I'm not sure how much you follow the space, specifically in the NFTs, but the Bored Ape community, obviously the biggest NFT thing out there, just airdropped ape tokens to the holders. Now I was thinking that it would be cool if you could take that NFT, or if you have that NFT and they create an OTC deal with it, and then that would eventually unlock their tokens rather than actually having to go through the airdrop side of things. Which is
Right.
like I think a lot of people are going to follow suit because everyone kind of copies what they do. So it would be cool to have something like that. Yeah, it's how it goes.
Um, I think that would be really cool. Yeah. I don't think there's any reason why we couldn't, add on additional functionality like that to sort of the NFT core. Lots of fun stuff can be built into it.
Yeah, essentially, I mean, you could take that NFT, and then mint another Hedgey NFT too, if that makes the process a bit easier rather than wrapping the original one. But yeah, there's some cool things that the NFT space in general is definitely missing. And yeah, I think that would be super cool.
Yeah.
Solar,
Um,
do you have any other
Definitely
questions?
really
I've been killing Iceman here.
Yeah, I was thinking like one of the greatest features about NFTs is that people understand them better because they are more visually appealing, and they are good like assets to get like the normal people into crypto, so because like they understand much better like NFTs and their use cases, because they're visually interesting, most of the people I feel that are starting up in crypto right now, and that's why I think NFTs are so popular lately.
I
for
mean,
sure. Something funny about that. We were almost going to launch this NFT without any image. It was just going to be for functionality. And we, talked to a bunch of people and decided, we're going to add some in here because even though we love the sort of core DeFi functionality, the art also adds that aesthetic that people are like, they can point to it and say, yeah, this is my thing. This is my deal that I got. These are
Yeah.
my lock tokens that I got, and it's got this cool visual that I can look at, more tangible.
Yeah, not only like also the NFTs can be used in additional games, right? In some metaverses like avatars, etc. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing I think is really a big flex at this point because a lot of these projects have insane market caps without a lot of utility, right? Um, and you can see in the space, it's not just like the people that are developing this it's actually the Web2 companies like, Facebook and all these ones are actually, gearing towards those things as well. I mean, last week they announced Instagram's going to do some kind of verification similar to Twitter, so you can verify your NFTs there. And I think we're going to see a lot more adoption going straight for NFTs. So like just well, let's call it retail market going straight to NFTs and then kind of dripping into the tokens. I think will make the NFT space bigger, but also like a lot more noobs are definitely going to be joining. But yeah, if you can like combine the two, like DeFi and NFTs, I think it's like a brand new kind of sector that hasn't even been jumped into. I mean, it has, but not to this extent.
Yeah, and
That-
it's funny because
That's the idea,
NFTs
yeah.
are kind of DeFi already, but I don't know if you guys listen to the Bankless podcast, but they talk about like this year will be the final intersection of NFTs and DeFi. I think it's something that we're obviously super excited and bullish on, and build into in a material way, because I think that's where we'll get functionality and use case of DeFi combined with the fun visual art of NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, man. Like bringing, like for me, it's also like the whole use case of this that Hedgey built. I never seen anybody that like getting with this idea, like OTC deal, and you get the NFT. Uh, you remember when when one have launched the honeycomb farms? When you stake your LPs, you were getting some NFTs for it. But those NFTs didn't had visual appearance. They were technically they were NFTs, but they didn't set something like an image for them. And this is something that's very cool, well thought, and I think people we will love to have these NFTs and the whole thing that you can like basically get some investors with it to unlock their tokens for some time if they want that deal. I guess that will be perfect, and they can at any time, like Alex mentioned, if they don't want to hold the NFT, they can resell it even if they want to do that. It opens secondary markets.
I mean,
Pretty cool.
that's the greatest thing about the OTC lock, right? Where it differs from like a normal kind of
Yeah.
what you see into day to day, right? You have a locked position, then either you gotta somehow give that person your wallet address so they can claim the tokens after you sell it to them,
Yeah,
or
man.
figure out other ways around it. And I think
that's the innovation that Hedgey
yeah,
is doing
absolutely,
here, I guess.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And like they make it easy. Did you see how fast he did that? It was
Yeah.
like 5 steps, and you can make an OTC deal.
Easy.
Yeah.
It looks great. I mean, it's really is like great tool already
Yeah.
for us.
What's
Around us,
the
yeah.
What's the next update you guys will be pushing for your NFTs? Do you guys have something coming up soon that people should be looking forward to?
Yeah, so I think the direct mint is like kind of the big next step um, on this front. And then I think we have a couple big projects that we're hoping to get involved, and start using the thing and get these hedgies out into the wild. And I think our biggest focus after the mint update is really just focusing on getting into communities of people who need the product, and just getting that TVL, getting some usage. I wouldn't say take a moment from, wouldn't take a break from building, but figuring out how we can layer on those next like fun protocols, as we figure out, again, like I think LP farming, right, could be kind of interesting to integrate, where instead of OTC with a token, you can OTC with an LP token, and you basically agree to like stake your LP tokens in an NFT, and then you could, it's locked, right? So you're essentially like yield farming that thing, and people could pay, yield farm tokens based on that LP position.
It can be connected with Superfluid, I think, with streamable tokens from Superfluid. I guess that could be something interesting.
Yeah,
Actually,
Streaming NFTs.
someone actually came up with it, though,
Billy
didn't they?
Billy is already experimenting with that. You know Billy Jitsu, Alex?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's the NFBs developer that made NFBs possible, and he wanted to experiment. Next thing was streamable tokens. So he's definitely looking at some things like that, and I can see that interesting for a lot of like OneHive HoneySwap users. They would like if they would have like an NFT and then like receiving some additional streams. I guess they will be interested into that because it's like additional yield for them, right? Even if they bought like if they have lock tokens, they're receiving yield, so it's kind of win-win situation, right? And still
Yeah.
contributors are getting like stable coins, and there is no dumping on the token. Like it's useful for everyone.
Just thought of something that you were just saying that Iceman might like. So if you can do that,
NFT
and
farms.
yeah, if you can restrict by address, can you restrict by token? Like, so if someone's holding like an NFT or a token, can you restrict them into seeing that OTC deal? Because I wonder if you can start gatekeeping, like, say a community, if you're like a big holder in the community, you also get access to these OTC deals as well. Like, is that a thing? Is that possible? Like, can you read people's wallets and then open up certain categories? Sorry, Iceman, you're cutting out on us.
Yeah, I think something is with his connection, maybe.
Yeah, it's my office Wi-Fi kind of sucks.
Oh, okay, okay. We can hear you now. Yeah,
You
it
can
was
hear
like you
it
were
better now.
underwater there for a second. We couldn't hear anything.
Interesting. No, so I think that's totally possible. That would be a fun protocol to build on top, right? And I think that's the cool part about the way that we're trying to build this is that it can be flexible, almost like not quite like a new ERC20 primitive, but sort of like this new NFT style primitive that you can build additional stuff like an OTC deal that is gatekept by a token that you have to hold. That's certainly something that we could build into into the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, I think it would be if you were to target dexes as like the people to get this out, like HoneySwap, for example, or SushiSwap or whatever it is, and you essentially offer the service of, hey, whatever project has a token on here, we have this as well, where if you were trying to, raise stable coins or whatever it is, you can use this tool for your community. So essentially, you go to HoneySwap and you go to OTC deals, and if you own any of those tokens on that DEX, you can see all the OTC deals that are made that are specific to those communities, if that is a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely a possibility.
Yeah, and like you could do this with NFT, like whatever can essentially be read on the blockchain that would essentially gatekeep that access.
Exactly. Just it's basically just like another protocol that gatekeeps and interfaces with other token holding positions, which and then it says, okay, great, if you can do this, then you can now access this deal.
Yeah, because essentially those restrictions can extend, right? Because you could say, like, if you're a token holder for 6 months, now you get access to this. If you're a token holder for this month with this amount, you get access to this, right? And you can have like different structures into these restrictions essentially built on top of it.
Totally.
That's what basically most of the bigger NFT communities are doing. Like they are usually doing that gatekeeping thing. If you bought like some of the NFTs, then you have then you get whitelisted for the next
Yeah.
round and etc.
You would be doing that with whatever asset you want to OTC with, though.
Yeah, yeah.
So essentially, like the biggest investors and the biggest people that would want to be a part of it, right? The time lock part of it would get the best deals, which kind of makes sense, right? If you're investing all your time and energy into something and you're heavily invested into it as well, financially, I think you should have a higher chance, or at least have tools to build that.
Hmm. Yeah, and incentivizes people to actually get more get involved into the projects more. I would say,
Oh yeah, 100%. Vesting
Yeah.
is a huge issue.
because we see a lot of investors like they're just buying tokens for cheap and they're dumping them afterwards, not even caring about those not even trying to help them, so
Yeah.
they can invest a lot, but then they're helping at the beginning, but then after that they become liability to the project
Mhm.
and to the
For
growth
sure.
of the project.
And that would
So
dilute
this
them,
is
right? And that would dilute them because then if people actually put in the time and the money, then they would get a lesser essentially opportunity
yeah,
or a smaller
and they
opportunity
would
to do those
exactly, and
things.
then but then they would be more interested to help, because their tokens depend, the price depends on them as well, not just
Yeah,
thinking of dumping it.
that's literally the typical VC scenario too, right? You get the money, everyone is pumped, yeah, that we're gonna help out, and then like a month in, they don't even know you. They're like, yeah, we just want we just want our return.
Exactly,
Yeah.
man.
They just turned into moons.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Iceman, you cut out there again.
Ah,
Can you repeat that?
I was just making a joke that the VCs turned into the moon boys at that point.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like there's just so many things that can be built with this tooling. It's insane. And if people haven't seen Hedgey yet or haven't even introduced themselves, and you're running a DAO or you're part of a DAO, you should definitely start talking to them. One Hive has created a treasury with them as well, with their strategies, and we're doing pretty good. And yeah, like definitely need to start opening up the horizons here and start looking into different ways of diversifying and using these tools.
Yeah.
Definitely. Kudos to Hedgey innovating this space. Also, they are always innovating. That's great to see.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Join us in the Discord.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you actually I'll pull up my screen and just show it on my end here, so it's a little bit easier. But yeah, if you guys want to follow Hedgey Finance, I'm going to pull up their Twitter right now. Check them out. You'll see all the news. I'm assuming the Twitter is probably one of the most up to date. Iceman.
That's right. We're publishing content on Twitter, tweeting at people. Yeah.
Yeah, their Discord link is right here, and they have a link tree as well if you guys want to check out all the other stuff. And if you want to talk 101 with Iceman, you can always do that.
Yeah.
Just hit him
DMs
up.
are open.
Yeah, DMs are open. There you go, guys. Thank you, Iceman, so much for this lovely session. Hopefully we can get you on again when we get some new updates and you want to tell us more about it. We're definitely happy to have you on again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. It was a great chat. And already have given me ideas to work on.
Awesome. Yeah, I told you you're not going to rest.
great.
You thought you were going to take a break, but that's it. You're not sleeping tonight.
That's right. Be done. Bill.
Thanks, Iceman. Always happy to talk with you, man. I appreciate your presence tonight with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. So, Dash, basically, you added subtitle closed captions now in the videos. So once we have ended this stream, people can actually use the translation.
Oh, it's
on top
actually
of it,
already
right?
live, so you can actually translate it to any language you want. Live.
Wow, that's some cool stuff, man.
Yeah,
It
took a minute to set it up, but yeah, I think we're getting the handle of the streaming and the media stuff. So yeah, I think we're getting there.
But yeah,
Awesome.
I think we should close the stream off and start promoting Joe Magloy's stream on our end for the Gods Unchained tournament he's hosting on GU Stakes. So if you guys don't know about that, go join it. It's going to start soon. 23 X die prize pool, and
Nice.
obviously lots of fun. 32, I believe, seats, and I don't think it's full yet. So join up, play some cards, and have some fun. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Just for the people that don't know, he's on Twitch.
Oh yeah,
he's a Gods Unchained player, and he's on Twitter as well. So if
you guys
anyone,
can check him
he's
out.
Meat House on Twitter.
So if you guys go to Twitch, this is him right now. He's live. Oh no, he's not live yet, but he will be live.
Yeah, I
very
think
soon.
in an hour or so, or maybe like in 15 minutes.
I think in 7 minutes actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So yeah, you guys will catch him in 7 minutes, and we're gonna close the stream off today, Solar. Yeah, and we'll talk soon, guys. We'll catch you on the next week, and have a
Peace,
great
everyone.
day. Peace out.
Thank you, Wiseman, once again.
Yeah. Cheers. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.